Suzette, I gotta say, well, let's just start it the way I want to start it. You gotta give me the line, but instead of saying boys, you gotta say Murtz.
Okay, like,
right?
hey, Murtz.
Yeah, right to the camera. Okay.
Hey, Murtz.
There we go. Look, okay. So if there was any doubt that it's Suzette, there it is. There's so many questions for you.
Okay.
I think I want to start off with the fact that, like, you made it just before the jury. So
yes.
For you, is that a good thing or a bad thing?
For me, it's a good thing, I think, because I get to go home to my family, and I'm not at jury house just hanging out there. I get to, you know, experience everything that everyone else has experienced, all the viewers. Mm-hmm. So I'm excited.
You know, I think that basically when we were sort of making our preseason picks, nobody picked Suzette, okay? Like, nobody. Okay? And I feel like you surprised a lot of people. Do you feel like you did? Because I thought you played a pretty good game.
I think I surprised myself. Like, you know, when they have the mental challenges, the physical challenge, I was, you know, you have a bit of doubt and insecurity. And when I did well in some challenges, like, hey, I could do this. So I'm really proud of myself in so many different ways. And even just being there, you know, you overcome so much.
I absolutely loved when you picked up the phone, because I remember we were actually watching it right here at a party for the Cha, and you pick up the phone and they're like, make the 2 nominations, and I'm like, there is no way this woman has the guts to put up Tom and Emmett, which is what she should do.
Oh yeah, of course.
And I couldn't believe you did that. So tell me about the thinking behind that, because that was my favorite move of the whole season.
I thought, you know, I was figuring there's a huge house, there's lots of house guests. Put 2 strong players, and hopefully other people will see them as a threat. And then if that didn't go well, maybe I could work with them or just get some attention. Like, hey guys, I'm here too.
Yeah.
Because there's some beautiful women, and obviously because now there's showmances. But you know, I figured if I put the 2 strong players, other people will follow. And I didn't think it would turn out the way it did, but. You know, I thought it was a good move.
Do you feel like, I mean, you must have had the thinking, like, you know, I'm an older woman, these guys are, like, physical, you know, maybe I could do a Kale from Big Brother 8 and, like, get the young guys to, like, win challenges for me. Did you think about that, or was it more just get the threats out?
I was hoping to get the threats out.
Yeah.
I took one look at Emmett, like this hunky guy, and I saw Tom, they're both buff guys. And I was kind of wanting to be a floater and be behind the scenes, but as soon as I walked in, I figured I'm kind of like the odd man out, and people will be watching me, and no one knows what I'm capable of. So they underestimated me, I think.
Did you regret picking up the phone?
No, because there are people who have left the show who've never been head of household,
yeah.
And I'm the first ever in Canada.
AJ. Yeah.
I'm the first ever in Canada, and I got to see my family. So it gave me more drive and determination to see photos of my family and just be in the room. It does alienate you, but, you know, it is what it is.
Now, I'm not a big Shield fan. Okay, I do not like the Shield. Like, whenever they go like this, I think it means X out the Shield. So I was thinking, well, for a variety of reasons. Like
Shield, I've never heard of that. The Shield.
Okay, well, the Shield.
Wow.
That's Peter and Alec. That's Peter and Alec.
Oh, okay.
And
I never heard of it. Wow.
So you had no idea?
No.
Okay. Well.
I knew that there was like a boys' alliance for sure, and
yeah.
I knew that there's like. Because I was always sort of on the fringes of leaving, or I was on the block, or just because I'm such a big threat and wild card,
yeah.
I knew that there was a boys' alliance. They do hang out a lot. I figured it out early on in the game, and that made me a bit of a threat.
But why didn't the other people get together? Why wasn't there a girls' alliance?
I
tried. I was hoping for a minority.
Aneal,
AJ, Gary.
You know what? People are afraid of head of household, and the thing is, when you go into the game, you don't think it's gonna be like the head of household has so much power. Mm-hmm. People get scared of a certain amount of people, and no one wants to go against them. You know, no one really thinks for themselves. They figure, just get out the numbers and we'll deal with everything later. And I was hoping to kind of pull the girls in, empower them, like, you know, these boys are going to leave you eventually.
But then you know what my retort is, right? Then why Kat? If the girl alliance was the plan.
True. I was thinking of Kat, but also, you know, she was really tight with Tom and Emmett initially, and those were the 2 boys I put up, so I figured eventually she'll be coming after me. And look at her, she's gorgeous, she's physically fit, I'm sure she has a lot up there too,
yeah.
So I figured she was a big threat as well.
Tell me about your relationship with Tom during the show. It was probably my favorite rivalry.
Oh my god!
You know? And
I don't know why he had it out for me so much.
Well, you put him up though.
Yeah, I did.
Yeah.
I did. You know, I think there were times that certain characters and behaviors that he exhibited in the house were disheartening.
Yeah.
And you know, people love to make it seem more than it is. I mean, in the house, there's paranoia and there's all sorts of different things that happen. Mm-hmm. And so with Tom, you know, he was gunning after me, but he was not only vocal about it with other people, and then they brought it to me and they they exacerbate how enormous this rivalry is.
Right.
You know, I think my own personal stuff, I just didn't like the guy.
Well, I mean,
and then I worked on it, though. I had to go through my own personal journey, and being with him, and when he finally saw the shoe on the other foot, when he was nominated and he was on the block, he started to understand what he'd put me through and what the house had put me through.
But the rivalry, it obviously worked in your favor, right? Because that's the reason Canada picked you
Yeah,
in your favor rather than AJ. As soon as it was AJ against Suzette, I'm like,
it was tough because I love AJ.
I feel like if it was AJ and the toaster and Canada had to vote, they were voting for the toaster.
Oh, that's not nice. Hopefully they will vote for me. But I do, like, I love AJ.
Yeah.
It was tough being up against him because I enjoy his company as well. You know, if people were voting to support me, that's wonderful. If people were doing it against Tom, either way, I was so lucky to have a few more days in the house. And it was amazing to show my skills.
Can you talk a little bit about, you know, sort of being one of the older people in the house? Because I feel like this was basically a season where if you didn't hook up, you're gone.
I did feel like that too at times, you know, like there was physical bonds and emotional bonds with the younger cast.
Yeah.
You know, there's a lot of flirting going on and a lot of touching. And it put me on the outs, which was really hard. Like, who's going to be hanging out and getting cuddly with the mom?
Andrew,
You know what I mean?
Andrew. What about Andrew?
And Andrew, you know, as older as he is compared to me, a year and a half or so, he doesn't act it sometimes, you know, and I don't know if it's gameplay or what it is, but I think as a grown woman, there were times where I just, like, my ears are bleeding, and this is tough right now. So in the house, you do have to hide a lot of emotions, and I did have to hide some motherly kind of things as well, too, so it was tough at times.
Do you think that, like, straight up, Suzette, are the other players stupid? The four guys are together. It's obvious they're together. It's obvious this is like the Northern Brigade. Okay?
I don't understand why they don't see it.
Yeah, like, why are they...
I see it.
Yeah, like Andrew and Tala and AJ, they're just letting them be, letting them win every competition.
I don't get
why?
that.
Answer me the why.
I think they're scared. I think they're truly scared. They have the numbers, they have the votes, so everyone's doing everything to please them. And, you know, they always... Andrew is very close to AJ, and then you have Tal who's very close to Topaz, and everyone's pretty much following whatever Peter and Alec want. And I don't know why people don't see that. I did a long time ago, and that put me in this position.
Well, did you ever give any thought to sort of a Geographic Alliance? Because I figured, you
We
know, you're
did.
all of Vancouver.
First week, Alec approached me and said, do you want a GVR alliance? It'll be me, you, and Peter. I thought that would be great. But when I saw him and Topaz cuddling up, and then, you know...
Yeah, but you had Peter. Why didn't you cuddle up with Peter?
Well, you know, my strategy should have been I'm not married and don't have kids.
Right.
I think that would have been my best strategy. But, you know, it is what it is, and I did everything that I could. But I think that being the odd man out was really tough.
I want to talk a little bit about Emmett. Like, what was up with his speech? Why? What? I didn't understand. Like, was he just taking up for Tom? Like, I felt like once your like rival had left, his best friend becomes the new rival. So, what was up with Emmett?
I don't understand that either. It was a complete blindside because I've been supporting Emmett. You know, when he was on block, I was like, don't worry, you're going to stay. And I would be coaching him, and the mental challenges are like, you can be good. You know, just being a support. And he was great to me as well. So when that speech came, I was like, yo, I don't get this. Like, everyone says it's just a competition.
Yeah.
It is what it is. So I knew I was going on the block, and I knew that he was going to keep the nominations the same. So when he said his speech, I was like a big slap in the face. Like, what are you talking about right now? He took it to a personal level, and I didn't agree with it. And I don't know if I'm delusional or he's delusional, but I didn't think that was very nice at all. And that's when I started to see him change. And I'm like, whoa, is this bad gameplay? Like, why are you attacking me right now? And I had to think about everything that I said in the house. But a lot of people do share personal information, and when I did, it was complete opposite of the spectrum of his, you know, his lifestyle.
Right.
He's fifth generation farmer. I'm like, I live on the complete other end of Canada, and I have more experience, and they just can't comprehend my lifestyle.
Now, you know, a lot of I know you haven't seen the show from last night. But a lot of people are talking about the twist this season. You know, your twist.
Yeah.
Now there's like instant eviction last night. How do you feel about twists and reality television? Is it sort of like part and parcel of what you sign up for?
You never know. I mean, expect the unexpected. You just don't know what's going to happen. I love this twist because I got saved, right? As far as the twist that's going on right now, I really can't speak to that because I haven't seen that.
Yeah.
But I think they're great. It kind of mixes up the house. It makes it so not predictable. When I take a look at the house right now, I'm like, oh, that's so predictable. So the twists really bring on the entertainment, and people get to prove to themselves and to the viewers and to the people in the house that they are capable of winning the game as well.
You know, I know that you and AJ bonded over Days of Our Lives, and
Yes.
I had this whole setup, but because you haven't seen the show, I'll just leave you with this: that if yesterday was a day in the life of AJ, it was not a very good day.
No, oh, that's too bad.
It was pretty awful.
Oh.
So I guess what's next for you?
I'm just gonna enjoy my time being on the outs and connect with my family and get back on the social media and just enjoy this experience to the fullest.
And who do you want to win? I can't wait for your answer, because I feel like finally I'm going to get a different answer. Finally I'm going to get
I want Gary to win.
Yes, okay.
I love Gary. Gary was my bestie in the house. We spent a lot of time together. I think that he's like a true, wonderful person that is like honest and caring, and I really hope that he does well. I'm not gonna lie to you. Of course, I'm gonna be also rooting for my Vancouver boys. I'm happy to bring it back to Vancouver,
no.
But I do hope that Gary pulls through. You know, I'm here to support him, and he, like I said, he is my bestie in the house.
And last question: why does AJ always wear that purple zip up?
I don't know. I'd like to know.
Is that the only thing he brought in the house?
Well, you know, he does have a red shirt too.
Okay, perfect. Suzette, thank you so much.
Wonderful. Thank you.